Hey everyone, JT Qrates here, and I have to do a video that honestly I've been dreading doing and talking about because a lot of people have been asking me what's going on with Elements, my original piece, Elements, that I have been planning to press on vinyl for, God, how long has it been since I, seriously started working on pressing it about a year ago. And for those of you who are asking about it, who do follow my original music and are very interested, just huge thank you to every time I do see a comment saying, hey, what's going on with Elements on Vinyl? Is it coming out soon? I really, really appreciate that. You know, I'm sure a lot of you subscribe to, for History of Rock or my Pink Floyd reviews, Beatles videos, all that kind of stuff. But for anybody who is still interested in original music, I really do appreciate that. But basically, Elements on Vinyl is on hiatus indefinitely, and it basically comes down to this company that I hired to press Elements called Qrates. And I'm just going to say right off the bat, if you're looking to press vinyl, do not use this company. I'm probably going to be looking off of a script that I wrote out just because I want to stick to the facts here. Basically, here's what you need to know. At least I can take comfort in knowing I'm not the only one dealing with issues from this company. You look at their comments from Instagram, tons of comments citing unfulfilled orders, inability to respond to support emails. So Qrates was recommended to me not just because they could press records, but because they also acted as an online store and could hold records for you so that if people wanted to buy through them as an intermediary, you don't have to send them out, you don't have to ship them out. But of course, they do have a thing where if you want records, like, to sell at your gigs and stuff like that, or to give to friends or whatever, which I specifically asked them to do. I pressed 100 records, and somewhere in the form, this was back in, so I officially made the purchase in March, but I think I was talking with them before then and telling them what the project was and all that kind of stuff. And I did specifically tell them I want 100 records to go to me, and we'll figure out the store thing later. So at first, it looked like things were going well until I got my test pressings, and GZ Media was their intermediary, so they're the ones who made the first test pressing, and already right off the bat, there was a problem. I mean, just looking at this original test pressing, what is with all this groove space? I have rarely seen a lacquer with this much, indicating silence. Take a look at Who's Next by The Who. The B-side, with Won't Get Fooled Again, is about the same length, and the groove space looks normal. And it's not like Elements is a quiet classical or smooth jazz piece. There's heavy rock sections throughout it, and listening only confirmed my suspicions. My buddy Dino compared the LUFS between the original source and their test pressing, and there was a noticeable difference. The thing is, if I'm going to send these out to followers and they're going to be spending a lot of money on these, I don't want them to listen to an inferior copy. So I told Qrates, look, you guys got to do another test pressing. This is not acceptable. The volume is too low. There were other problems I had with it, but that was the most notable issue. And they didn't take ownership of it. They're like, no, you have to pay for 5 more test pressings. And right about now is when I thought, you know what, I should probably just ask for a refund and get my money back. But, at this point, it was already June. And I was just like, you know what, I've already gone this far. I might as well just go through it. So I paid them. To their credit, they set up a half off thing, so I did pay them for 5 new test pressings, and to their credit, they were much better. I was like, okay, this is fine. Start pressing that. They set a shipping date for mid-September, and I thought, okay, great. I'm going to have them for the holidays, be able to get them out. And, well, it's December 21st as of this recording, and I still don't have them. What's also weird is that as of this recording, it still lists on my dashboard for the project shipping estimated September 14th, 2023. And even stranger, it lists the production date after the shipping date. Now, it's not uncommon for vinyl pressings to be delayed, so I would keep asking them, hey, what's going on? And they just kept giving me excuse after excuse. Oh, there's a problem with our logistics center. We can only ship out a few records at a time. And sometimes they just wouldn't respond to me. Like, their communication was honestly very, very difficult. I was just getting more and more frustrated. And then at some point, they let me know that there was this cyber attack that occurred at their shipping partner and resulted in disrupting shipping operations to the point that it halted all orders from being shipped out. And the notice said, as everyone is aware. I wasn't aware. They never sent me anything about it. And this happened back in June. They posted a notice about it at the time. And it should be noted that June is when I put the order in for the second test pressing. It would have been nice if they had told me that we're having issues with shipping records out back then, because then I could have made other arrangements. And it was right about this time that I started noticing a lot more comments, a lot more bad reviews of the company, because they had a semi-decent review before this, but it was really, really bad. And it just got to the point where I didn't hear from them for, God, how long was it? I received that message about the cyber attack on November 16th, and I wouldn't hear from them again until December 1st. And all the while, I kept saying, listen, I want to get these records so that I can get them out for my followers, for the Christmas season. And they just didn't respond. Every time I kept saying, do you have an updated shipping date? Can you let me know what's going on? At one point, they actually said, if you have customers experiencing issues or expressing their concerns with their orders, our team will gladly assist them. At first, I was very confused because I'm like, well, I don't have them yet. But then I realized what they were actually talking about was people buying through their own store. So people buying Elements on Vinyl or pre-orders through their own store, which was kind of weird because the buy link at the time was grayed out. Eventually, they told me that the records are in France, which... Why are they in France? I mean, GZ Media shipped the records to me. Why could they not just ship them to me? I get that there's a cyber attack thing, but it clearly says in my invoice, we are going to ship this to the US. And now they're telling me, oh, well, if you want us to send the records to you, you have to pay an additional fee to ship it from France. It's so ridiculous. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay you more money at this point. I mean, there's already all these comments of people saying, we never got our records, so what are the chances that they're even going to give them to me? So I finally just had to give them an ultimatum, which was basically, look, either send me my 100 records without me paying any additional fees, or refund my bank. And thankfully, my bank has my back. I was a little worried about that, but long story short, I can't move forward with another company until I get my money back. And who knows? I mean, look, it's entirely possible that they'll come back and say, we're shipping them out to you, and maybe I'll have them, and, the dispute will be settled. But I don't have any confidence in their ability to deliver. It's very clear to me that Qrates either is unwilling to send me my records or unable to send me my records. And their communication is still so bad. I sent them another message saying, guys, what are you going to do? Can you tell me what you're going to do? Can you make a decision? And, it's a whole thing. So anyway, long story short, if you're going to press records, don't use Qrates. I've had issues with like disc makers and, other companies like that, but, they're nothing compared to this. This is just ridiculous. This is pure incompetence at the highest level. So anyway, for those of you who were looking forward to receiving Elements on Vinyl, I'm really, really sorry, you all. I'm so sorry that I was hoping it could have been like a Christmas message. And I also feel really bad because of this the headache I was getting from dealing with all this. Like, it was making it difficult for me to work on my Pink Floyd videos because I was just so stressed out about this. I mean, this is a year of my life, and for all the videos and everything that I make, this is extremely important to me. This my original music. It's music that I dedicated to my father, who I've been thinking about a lot on Christmas because, that's what happens during the holidays. You think about people who are no longer with us, and it's put me in such a, depressing mood. And, thankfully being able, all of your support and comments on the Pink Floyd videos is definitely helping me out, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's just so disheartening. It's one of those times when I'm just like, maybe I just will stop making original music. Maybe I won't even do Elements on vinyl. But I'm gonna follow through on this. I've already spent so much money on mastering it and getting everything ready. It's gonna come out at some point. I don't know when. I'm gonna have to be very selective if I use another company. Well, I have to use another company. And if Qrates actually gets their act together and sends me my records, fine. But I have my doubts that that's going to happen. And I also feel bad because usually I do a Christmas video every year. I've talked about some vinyl records, some Christmas-related vinyl records. And I did have a plan to do something on the Nutcracker suite that I have, but it just got to the point where I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it done in time. So I'm really sorry that, I'm a little bit Ebenezer Scrooge this Christmas, but, bah humbug. And with all the things that are going on in the world, it's been a time. It has definitely been a time. But you know what? If I can at least leave on a high note here, again, really, really, really appreciate everyone for supporting me through all this and asking, when's Elements on Vinyl coming out. And also, supporting my videos and my gigs that I've had. I really, 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 you guys have no idea how much I appreciate every comment, every every time somebody comes out to one of my shows, says, hey, we're big fans of your History of Rock series. From the bottom of my heart, I really, really thank you all for that. And I want to wish you all happy holidays. Don't use Qrates, in case I didn't make that clear. And I guess that's about it. Just, this holiday season, just try to be cool to each other. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, all that good stuff. And I promise I'll get you a Christmas video next year. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. I'll see you soon.